might be alright. The again have decided to go and have a fight with the bugs. We lost our turbine. Destroy the wind turbines, then assault nature. I see, I see. Indeed, Smeghead. True eco warriors. They're trying to get me to use cleaner alternatives of blood generation is what they're trying to do. Oh yeah, they ate shit versus the bugs. They're both dead. And where the third one went, I don't know. Might have died on the way over. What are you doing? You're doing what I let you do. Because I forgot that you're a stupid colonist. A mere 12 hours? Week. Scrubbed stream times. Real streamers go for 18 hours. No, we do. Surely. We had a latrine. It's dead. It got destroyed at some point. Dog's got the flu. The freezer door is still set open. It also is incomplete and out of wrap. So we'll be okay. What's your problem, dude? You're greedy. Oh dear. The fool cares not for your insults, fool. Solar flare's fun. Anybody want some Lucy? The answer is no. No one wants some Lucy. It's like Go Juice, but even worse. I think we lost our recreation as part of some of that raid, so we've been without that side of things, so some people are a bit pissed. And then there's this dude. We got this guy out of his funk, out of his misery. Got some actual upbeat shenanigans. They've got the flu. They should be fine. Yay! Power's back. That's big. Nah, one battery's good for now. Extra batteries is extras. Back. You're damn right it is. Have you got any? Did you bring some?
You sure this one's a boy? He looks more like a grot.
Did you got some hemogen for me? Because I could do with some right now. Thank you very much. Grass-fed hemogen. Ooh, free range. Very nice. Roaming about the Yorkshire fields. Fantastic. Just as we like it. How you doing, Avak? Fantastic to see you. Welcome, Dapplings. I had espied a Mr. Avak tickling his fancy with a little bit more RimWorld. How was your colony times this evening, sir? Mine has been and is continuing to follow those same vowels. And not vowels, mostly adjectives, mostly M. I made a custom xenotype. That custom xenotype is a pain in the backside, is what I've learned. As we're about to experience with this here warning. The low hemogen is real. Folks, if you don't know Mr. Avak, he is legitimately one of the nicest streamers on Twitch. He plays some fantastic games, introduced me to a number of very cool titles, and just has the nicest attitude to him. I very much recommend you go and drop him a follow. You will not be disappointed to become a member of the Dapplings. Get involved with some of his community events. Like that's another thing. The commitment to the community stuff is
This boy's looking a bit scrawny.
visible
Someone
and
feed him a grot.
very respected. God tier RNG. And hey, Zuna. As for me,
You sure this
hi,
one's a boy?
my name's
He
John.
looks more
I'm Wasted.
like a grot.
I stream a whole mix of games, but the thing that floats my boat generally is complexity, a bit of depth. So while it tends to focus a bit on the survival and the sort of a bit of real-time strategy, bit of crafty side of things, anything that's got some good mechanical depth to it tends to get me a bit excited. And we stream over every night over here with the boys. Clearly, I'm going to have to send you folks somewhere at some point, though, however, because I have also been going for 12 hours, apparently, dealing with the vampire craze. So, let me explain the colony to you. I had an amazing run in RimWorld. The last run that I completed was a full Arconexus playthrough.
He looks more like a grog.
Led by a 19-year-old girl called Macintosh, who started off as a mechanitor, became a vampire, and then became a legend. She carried that colony through the full Arconexus playthrough, through going feral, being retamed, through all sorts of bionic and other shenanigan upgrades to becoming just a literal monster. And then had a kid. The kid grew up to be a teenager. And then as the Arconexus quest arrived and we all left to see whatever the ending was, the kid came with us to escape with us and got murdered by scythers in the final battle. This xenotype is based kind of off what might have happened to Macintosh when she entered the Arconexus. Because my mindset with RimWorld is that every ending has to be, in some way, you get spat back out again and end up back on the same damn planet trying to survive again with 3 of you. Or however many, you know what I mean? Every ending in RimWorld is just a circular one that brings you right back round to the start. So we're playing a custom xenotype that is based off the idea that we've got the same person back again, but her and her people have been through some stuff since then. Potentially some experimentation, and potentially some radioactivity involved. I don't really know. I didn't think too much about it. I just thought I was going for a fun xenotype. So they're a bit like vampires, but they're not. They lack a lot of the vampire's strong points. You know, they're not deathless. They're not immune to all diseases, far from it. But they've lost some of their vampire traits as well, so they don't burn. But with all of this, and with this slightly horrible situation they've been through, they've developed major cell instability. And this is basically what the run's about, is about these guys trying to cure their slowly failing gene that's broken. Can we bioengineer ourselves into a position where this species works? Because right now they have a lifespan factor of 60%. Any cancers, and when it says cancer, this includes like diseases as well. Diseases, they gain faster in comparison to your immunity rate, but then you gain disease rate in general takes much longer. There's some weird maths going on here that doesn't add up to these numbers you see. You know, we've been playing for a bit, and we've watched someone that is one of this xenotype sit on, you know, everyone's got plague, but someone from this xenotype will have 18% progress on their plague, and they'll be struggling to keep up with it with 50, 60% tens. And you'll look at the next person, and they'll have 35% progress on the plague that arrived at the same time. And they're quite happily ahead of it, no problem cruising. There's some weird interaction with this combination that causes them to be incredibly susceptible to infections, diseases, plagues, any of that stuff. This is not my first run with them. They have... Of the 3 runs that have failed, all 3 have failed to people being locked up in diseased states or just straight up being killed by it. Maybe Kenken, but it was just an unexpected factor. Just out of nowhere, suddenly you've got this race that's hideously susceptible to just any old disease going around. Malaria, they're locked in for weeks. Like, I thought malaria was long normally, but with these guys, nope. You don't even get it. Just like, it's so brutal. So, they've been fun. And they're very good in melee, but they aren't vampires, so they die easy. Instead, they've got high libido and fertile, and the idea is they've got to reproduce to pass down genes, or find some other method. Get your tech up far enough that you can do age reversal, for example. That's the mindset. Why do you... Oh, you need treatment for your flu. Which you just did on yourself. Good man. Actually did a bit of a look into the penalty of self-treatment. Is nothing like as bad as you'd think it would be. I don't know if they've changed it quietly at some point, but self-treatment is, at least for things like flu, malaria, plague, those, what, the disease-related stuff.
Him, boy, lads. Get him.
Seems to be essentially negligible. Self-surgery, I suspect, has a pretty high penalty, but it seems like self-treatment for those things sort of makes sense. I mean, what are you doing? You're taking some pills, probably, right? It would certainly make sense for that to be a negligible negative. Like, I'm sure you can drink some pills yourself. And thank you for the follows, guys. That's very much appreciated. Welcome aboard. It was 3 medical that we extracted a kidney with earlier. What are we getting up to? Ah, building things in the wrong order. A fairly classic RimWorld porn behavior. Okay, we have a hemogen problem. Let's recognize it while it's a thing and see if we can do anything about it. If we don't find some blood soon, we're in big trouble. Erdskin and pemmican, steel, because I think we need to hit up one of these nearby work sites. Oh, corn, 302 people. Yeah, I think we're already angry. I mean, it doesn't matter. We kind of need to be angry with everyone because we need a consistent supply of blood bags. So, you know. We can always make friends later. Send them some roses, box of chocolates. Be like, yeah, it's very sorry we killed all of the guys, but we didn't mean it. If I remember rightly, it's tolerated but not encouraged in any way. But let me have a quick check. Oh, wait, wrong one. That one. No, it's actually straight disapproved. So, no slavery. Look, there's a reason that with this few colonists, I already have 6 bays ready for, oh, it was going to be 6. One's got bed in it now, but bays ready for prisoners. It's the blood bank is going to be real in this colony, I think. Thank you for the follow. You are so angry all the time. Yes, you're greedy for an impressive bedroom. Guess what? You're not getting one. No one has an impressive bedroom. We're currently waiting for Omnom to wake up from cryo sleep. AKA death rest. We call it cryosleep because then when we talk about it with the natives, they don't get freaked out. How are we doing on mining progress? On miner up to much? A miner is the one that's knocked out. That would explain a fair bit. Good to know. Okay, so researching. I tell you what. Let's abandon that. Go for some smithing research. See if we can get people to focus on getting us helmets before we go in. We are also running a few mods on this run, but it's very vanilla focused, so it's QOL stuff. So we've got RimHUD, because RimHUD is awesome. We have Dub's Mint minimap, because it is also awesome. We have the interaction bubbles, so that we can see what they are talking about. And then we have what should be vanilla, and I still don't understand why Tynan hasn't done it. I still don't understand why so many mods and so much development has happened in this game, and yet this one is still not there. Dub's bad hygiene. If I was to pick one mod to never be removed from RimWorld mod, Dub's bad hygiene adds an entire framework around the fact that people have biological needs, shall we call it. It means that your pawns care about their hygiene. So they've got to wash their hands. And those, with it comes a bunch of effects that are to do with being dirty or not dirty, that interact with all the things you might expect, like cooking and medical. And then also adds a bunch of stuff to do with plumbing, air conditioning, water management, bathrooms, showers, baths, swimming pools, saunas, hot tubs.
Someone feed him a grot.
Air conditioning. So, for example, one of the things I'm working at the moment is this freezer unit. So I'm going to be cooling this. This is going to be my fridge in the long term. This is going to be the kitchen. And I'm going to cool it using dubs instead of using standard methods. Which essentially what it allows me to do is put my cooling part somewhere else. So, that's the outdoor component of things. This is the bit that, much like a cooler, needs to have an outdoor face. But it's now connected by a pipe. And internally, you've got the output of it. And then you just build a pipe, much like you would wires and so on. And now I've got a freezer, but it's inside. And you've not sacrificed the balance of things, because you've still got that outside component. And it costs you more to have it be this two-part component. You're just doing it slightly differently. The same way, so I don't have any infrastructure for it yet, but it has a whole research tree, so I'll give you an idea. Where you go through septic tanks and sewage treatment, and basically, here you go, here's an easy way of demonstrating. So, this is we're slowly getting the understanding of how to make things and do things, but if I click on the water well, these are the water supplies on the map. So you get water from the natural water on the map, a la RimWorld's rivers, lakes, ponds, all that stuff. But it also provides certain underground sources that you can access via exploration. But because I'm in the mountains here, this is the only places I can get water from. So my base has to be centered around one of those sources. That's actually why I'm building this whole tunnel network up here. What I'm blocking off is to get at this water source. Right, up here is going to be my main facility for sewage treatment, for water heating, water cooling, and water storage. And filtering. It's a very well done mod, and it also adds a couple of other things that we're using. So also, as it happens to be raining, my entire map is fertile right now because it's raining. When the rain ends, the fertile meter will slowly tick down, and the longer it's been since it last rained, the worse the facility will be on these fields. So it can essentially, you combine that with how the storyteller behaves, and the storyteller sending in heat waves and other shenanigans, you end up with a dynamic weather system that produces droughts for your crops. You'll have years of abundance and years of drought. But with it, it also gives you irrigation sprinklers, where if you can go and power and harvest, power and run pumps, you can permanently maintain fertility for an area. It's a very clever mod. I would highly recommend. I wouldn't be surprised to find that I'm not just not alone when it comes to the love for Dub's bad hygiene, but that if you were to poll people, Dub's bad hygiene might even end up as #1 RimWorld 1. Has a chance. I'm thinking of the other stuff, and if you think about it sensibly, it's the mod that adds something the game just doesn't do, but in a way that it feels like it should. We're going to treat. Yes? Yes. Good stuff. Priorities set properly. That's what I like to see. 74%. All good. And a bit of blood. Doesn't like a bit of blood. I think we need to feed it. Actually, no, Macintosh can have it. John is on auto donate. John is on harvest hemogen from prisoner. I find myself in a difficult position. The blood bank could be filled in one just clean move. Yes, we've just started. How long did Avak go for, by the way? Because I doubt he went short on this. Damn, RimWorld. Shakes fist. In a way that is entirely not Shakes fist. I knew what was coming. I mean, I feel like we have to accept this. Let's hope that they work and fight for free during that time, and definitely don't accidentally come across some unfortunate scenario whereby they find themselves... Oh. I would highly advise you get back to where we are now, while the bug is
This
still
boy's
asleep.
looking a bit scrawny. Someone feed him a grot or two.
Yeah, exactly. You see him now. You found him. It's a good job it's night time. Wow, you are suicidal, aren't you? Just like, ooh, but there's more bugs over here. We should go visit them first. All right, what have we got here? Okay, so you're a blood bag. You're not terrible. Neither is Lucky. Okay, you know what I'm seeing? So let's have a quick look. Shooting in melee 00, 23, 42, 01, 41, and we're back to my guys. Unfortunate. Meanwhile, 10, 12, and shooting of 7, and shooting of 5. To be honest, the other two don't matter. It's about the two monsters. Currently both equipped with self-made poor steel knives. The bugs did not wait because they sensed blood bags. Okay, so what else are we gonna need? We're down one bed. I see no good reason not to betray these guys. If I'm honest with you, they seem fairly weak. Om, do we even need to wait for you? Not really. Oh wait, while they're colonists, can't I just queue them up for operations to take their blood so that they're weaker when I fight them? Interesting. I'll be back in 1 second, folks. I need a quick bite break. kick shop thing while walking. Bad. Recruit the miner. Zero is definitely the best option of the bunch. But I think the obvious first choice. This operation will anger Kane. Interesting. Who is Kane? I am confused. So operation will anger Kane. Okay, but this guy's name is Work Kinderg. He has no nickname. Ah. It will anger the faction. That's unfortunate. My level of care is very high. I was worried more about Kayla Mencha. I thought maybe we were about to experience the wrath of an elder god. But no, apparently we're okay. They're trying to escape. Drop the knives. You drop the knife, you'll just murder everybody. Okay, you're still gonna murder everybody. Can we leave the... just... please, some of them can live sometimes, maybe? Wait. Someone has lived. Just went down so hard I thought they were dead. It turns out the weird mutant vampires were not in fact the best hosts. Should perhaps have gone for charity somewhere else. Strange, but I think not unexpected. Or shouldn't have been unexpected. All right, I will give some advance warning as people complain about this a little bit. we will soon be stating our case for the role of Melinos in the colony. For advanced knowledge, he is a greedy chemical interest machinist, yet to develop second trait, so some room for development. With currently shooting and crafting as the main skills, with a little bit cooking. So, if you are wanting yourself to feature in the colony, the way this works is simple. I need a humorous reason why you are the right person for this colony. Bullshit levels are allowed to go to any percentage. Just needs to be sufficiently humorous and be vaguely tied into why you should be here. Only reason I show the bio is because sometimes that helps people. That's not a good reason. And there you go, see? Reckledy, just giving us a nice example to start off with. What? Being a ninja is a pain in the ass. And then I have to say that every time. Goes on for ages. You're difficult. Better. Alright. Quick tutorial on RimWorld because it's cool as hell. There's a little down in the right hand corner, a little set icon to bring up the settings easily. It takes you straight to this, but yeah. You want to go to the content panel and think of this as a layout for what is shown on this default screen here. So as you go down, you can see like there's the health bar and the mood bar and so on. You can go through and choose to, for example, one of the things I'm looking at doing is I don't need to see the skills here. So with this left-hand side, right-hand side is a panel, and I'm thinking clear that panel and add some fun stuff here. So to give you an example, let's add a row, and then you've got a few options you can do in. You can add a record, which is the most you've done of something, but mostly what you're going to be adding is add stat, add common, or add bar. Bar can be, and these are a bit arbitrary, so you're going to have to go and have a look. But bar can be a whole bunch of different things. I frequently go add stat. And then you go and find what you're looking for in here, and you can be like, okay, so what might I be interested in? The armor stats might be quite good. We'll add another row. And no, yeah, I'll add a row. And then add another stat.
You sure this one's a boy? He looks more like a grot.
Row. Stat. There you go. And now I've got blunt, heat, and shot added as armor. And what I can then do is, for example, in these rows, because these are quite short pieces of information, I can add a second piece of information. So I can be like, right, okay, let's add another stat. An armor penetration stat that matches these. That'll be quite nice. And then if I need to, I can adjust what order they go in. I actually have melee DPS already down here. Hopefully that helps a bit. Gives you a bit of an idea. RimWorld is very powerful if you're willing to go in and tweak it a little. I need to find the armor stat that works. That's the right one. You get the idea. You can entirely make yourself custom little setups and arrange it how you want. No, that's weird. We're not doing that. I mean, we did end up with one extra blood bag, so that was not a failed endeavor by any means. Even one more blood bag is a big deal. Expand dump. Whoops. No, we're good. I've got a chunk dump up here. They got punched to death. So we're running the custom xenotype we're running in this is sort of vampire minus, but at the same time also still vampire. So you've still got strong melee damage, and that means that you're still a strong melee damage and robust. So it means that even when you punch people, you don't go down, and they don't like it. And then with that, our punchy folks at the moment are Macintosh here, who is a tough brawler with a melee of 10, and Dragonbox, who is tough, very neurotic with a melee of 13. So they just really don't go down. I'm almost better off shooting people if I want them alive. Morbians. No, baby. Calm yourself. They do cause pain, but they also suffer from big pain. They have the cell instability. They have psychic bonding, which is both a blessing and a curse. So, you know, they're getting nice, positive mood. All the while, everything is fine in relationship town. As soon as it's not, whoops. We might be alright, because this time round, all of the this xenotype ended up getting on with each other. So it might work out okay. Manhunt 11 manhunting porcupines. They made Scaria scary. I don't like it. Do that to me. You didn't see anybody. There's so much lies. You were down in the bottom of that corridor. You saw no one. They made rabies behave like rabies, and it's scary. I don't want to fight them anymore. What? Please go back inside. Why are you going outside? You're all restricted to inside. A dude may be in trouble. Alright, where are we gonna fight this? In here. Come on. Doggo is safe. Now we just got to deal with Porcupine. And we're fine. You see? Everything good. We just might need to let people out. Actually, let's just have a quick check. There is a singular porcupine that has gotten confused. I'm right. I am right in saying Fool's Doctor. Yep. Fool is the Doctor. Get it done, Fool. Surgically remove porcupine quills. Ow. Alright, it is one per. I guess they made rot sticking exposure worse than it was as well. That built up very quickly. No, that's the ouch. Oh, ow. Oh, I didn't roll that great. Cursed relic. Shit. Everyone's got malaria. Bass is not a fan of you keeping lots and lots of people in prison, or even a few people in prison. And now no one is covered in porcupine quills. I have learnt this evening that porcupines suck. The doggo also has porcupine quills. Or doggo. We will cover the doggo, don't worry. Doggo is goodo. To be fair, Dog has kind of been Bess's boy. Defended us from the very first day. Held the door, he did. Cheated? I don't know. Nah, not really, Ezra. Held with teeth. I think the door itself was in fact already open. So maybe held the doorway if you want to be particularly pedantic. It's okay, silly goose. We forgive you. Actually, on that note, shall we maybe... No, that makes sense. Next to the battery, so they're nice and warm, but near the kitchen and the freezer. This suggests that my zone is wrong. Doggo should be renamed Doggo. No, Doggo should remain being actually having a name, but just called Doggo. This is the way. Same way Dumbass has a name. Technically. You lie to me. Omnom will not get significantly better prices. He will get very insignificantly better prices. He does have a name, yeah. No one uses it, but he has one. No, technically his name is Whisper, which is both inaccurate and cliche. Dude, I can't really help you. I'm not giving you a impressive bedroom. Macintosh will eat you alive. And you're the wrong ideologian. This is your fault. Gotta be honest with you. Although maybe it is time to consider making one of our guys super special person. Which would be Mac in this case. But yeah, Mac should really be the leader. We'll do an invitation to lunch. Everyone can come outside, beat their wood. You Herbie. And have the best time. A deep space miner named Loser has arrived and wants to join the colony. Okay. Not selling yourself strong there, buddy. Gonna be honest with you. We'll work on the marketing. I mean, they're coming regardless. We will see what we get, and that will decide whether they are blood bag or colony. I mean, either way, they're blood bag. Chemical interest, but otherwise, nah, you're good. You may live. Also, can I have your blood? And also your blood. %, quality is good stuff. Loser is anything but. Loser's pretty good. You died, I believe, of hubris and being a pain in the ass. Which is both correct of that colony and of Triss. No, my friend, this is a new colony. Nothing I like more than a beautiful invitation to lunch. Sorted. The goose is never innocent, but I do not believe the goose is to blame here. Haha! As usual, the bait works. The conflicting statement. No, too late now, mouse. Already, goose? As I said, already, goose. Or maybe Goosey Gathered. We don't know. Yes, finally make some food. Would be very nice. Thank you. Donnie has been a little stressed for a bit, and it's nice to... I'm intentionally not interacting a huge amount. Relying on my priorities to get some of the stuff done, because it's been... Maybe reduce some of the cleaning tasks as well. It's been a bit stressful of late. These folks have not done what they should be doing. And that means we're behind on planting, behind on harvesting, behind on hauling, behind on... yes. Both of these people survive. Nice. The open doors act as almost a blocker. You'll be surprised how little heat goes through an open door. Oh, freezer doors, yeah. But the is the freezer even connected up yet? I don't think it is. Looks like it is. Ignore me. Degree delta, but yeah, not amazing conclusion there. To be honest, I think you're partially right. There's a chance that this has been changed a bit. Loser is sleeping in the freezer. He'll be fine. Right, this door makes no difference to the overall temperature. That is a bit of a problem. Sort of problem I fix now, I think. Before we actually have a problem. Apparently you have a million sandstone blocks, so yeah. It is. It just needs to be. But sorry, the hot cold air exchange is done for something else. I forgot. These things are just standalone. They're just power, which is a bit stupid. But. Not wood.
Another boy joins the crew.
Thank you, Lisbon. And really nice. I approve. Oh yeah, very clear. Time to take some supplementary blood from our own people. That's 4 blood sources. That's enough to keep us going if we do it right. Party. It's literally called interaction bubbles. Remember rightly? Let me check that for you. Yeah, interaction bubbles. Get to see what your stupid pawns are talking about. Yeah, at the point at which you have a large colony, you're zoomed out and they basically disappear anyway. They're not too bad. I've used them for some big colonies. They're pretty solid. Yeah, yeah. Not wrong. It's slow progress, but it hasn't fallen over yet. Yes, I know, 14 hour stream. Yeah. She's got a gun. That doesn't matter. It's fine. All that tells me is that some legs need to be removed soon. These people are far too mobile for prisoners. I don't think they realize that's what they're saying, but it is what they're saying. They're saying, please, sir, take my legs off. We failed a little bit. It's fine. Don't worry about it. These things happen. These things happen more than once sometimes. It's just luck of the draw. Don't worry about it. Oops. Again. Don't mind hugely about this. It's just sometimes things don't always go well. This surgery is for your own good. We've discovered a problem with your leg. A severe problem. We're going to need to amputate. It appears to be attached. Where did this leg appears to be still attached to the subject? It's a concerning matter. But never fear, we have our best men and women on the job. Men, women, and slightly mutated vampire things are all over it for you. Never fail. There you go, you see. And now we just take those peg legs back off again. And voila! One blood bag that will never bother you again. And I think, in fact, on that note, after 14 hours, I just maybe I should consider going to bed. It's a thought, you know, idea I had. Look, if you want me to go 24 hours, I'm going to go 24 hours for something important. Not to prove I can still do it. I'll do it for charity or because I desperately need money or I don't know. Insert thing here. Isn't that the trick? You do subathons because you're just badly in need of cash? I don't know. I've never done one, but it was the only other thing I can think of other than charity that involves going for inordinate lengths of time. But I believe it's gacha. Oh, interesting. Alright, I'm going to send you folks the way of a friend of mine who's playing a game that I do not recognize, but that looks weirdly familiar. Mostly because I think it will be amusing, and he won't be ready for it. Indeed, Smeg. Indeed. We will go and visit the Tiffany. If you're new here, please drop me a follow. I stream every night with a range of games, but generally try and keep it pretty chill and focus on stuff that, like RimWorld, has a lot of room for thinking, for talking, for strategizing, for getting your head around it. In the meanwhile, if you would be so kind to come and join me, we're going to go and, as I said, visit a friend.
You sure this one's a boy? He looks more like
Not a big
rock.
streamer by any means, but seems playing something survival looking, and I would very much appreciate you guys coming and giving him some love. I mean, we played a fair bit together at this point, and never really had much chance to grow. Just throw some follows for a good guy. And otherwise, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for the follows. I will see you all tomorrow for some more shenanigans. Until then, please look after each other. Please be kind. Please remember, there's good folks out in the world, and to be human. And until I see you all again. Waves hands. Hey, Milan. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you on the other side.